17 minutes. That's how long it takes to build a passive income app. At least, that's what YouTube told me. 12 hours. That's another number I've seen. I built a SaaS in 12 hours, and now I make $10,000 a month. If any of that were consistently true, everyone would be doing it. Everyone would be rich. I am not rich. I am 3 months in, no weekends, still testing. And I've learned some things.
Here's something nobody tells you about working with AI when you ask it to go deep. They never stop. You give them one problem and they find 10. You give them 10 problems and they find 100. Copilot especially goes deep, very deep. At some point, the answers stopped being about my app. They became theoretical, abstract, philosophical. I don't understand code, but this was something else entirely. I'd ask about one function, it'd come back with the history of software architecture. And here's the thing, it wasn't wrong, it just wasn't helpful. There's a difference. If I hadn't learned to stop them at the right moment, the documents would have filled with words I couldn't understand. I stopped at the point where it started getting harder. That's the skill nobody teaches you. You just have to burn enough time to figure it out yourself. 3 things I learned the hard way. 1. Speak their language. The more precisely you describe what you want, the better the answer. Vague questions get confident-sounding vague answers. Specific questions get specific answers. English speakers have a real advantage here. These models tend to perform best in English because so much of their training data is English. When you ask in English, you're already closer to how they process things. I am not an English speaker. This narration is AI-generated proof of that. 2. Maintain context. Always. Track what was decided. Track what was changed. Track what was deleted. The moment an AI loses context, it fills in the gaps with whatever makes sense to it, which is sometimes correct, and sometimes is feedback on content you deleted 3 hours ago. This is why I built the system I mentioned last episode. For documents, I built a separate program that strips duplicates and only sends new content for review. For code, I use anti-gravity. It's an IDE with Gemini, Opus, and Sonnet built in. Claude Code runs as a plugin. Claude Code builds. The others watch. All in the same environment. Lose the context and you don't have AI assistants anymore. You have a very confident group of hallucinating assistants. 3. Never ask one AI to review its own work. The AI that built it will tell you it's fine, because it thinks it's fine, because it built it. Get a second opinion. Get 5. And never fully trust the cheerful one. These are just my experiences. Maybe I got unlucky. But I started looking into it. And researchers have been studying all of this. There's a term for what Gemini 3.1 Pro does. Sycophancy. AI that tells you what you want to hear instead of what's true. Published at ICLR 2024, tested across 5 major AI assistants. All of them did it. Consistently. One Stanford study suggests models agree with users far more than humans do, often even when the user is wrong. Even when the behavior described is harmful, the AI still says, "Looks great, no problems, fantastic." And what I did, running multiple AIs and only accepting unanimous answers, that has a name too, multi-model consensus. There are papers on it. Turns out running 5 Sonnet 4.6 instances in parallel is a documented reliability strategy. I thought I invented it out of desperation. Apparently, researchers thought of it first. Context management, how losing context breaks everything. Also documented. Also a known problem. There are papers, real ones, with citations and everything. I didn't find any of them until after. I just lived through it without knowing any of this existed. So, learn from the research. Or at least, learn from me. Don't put yourself through what I went through. Either way, you'll have a slightly less painful time. Slightly. Anyway, I'm too far in to stop now. 3 months, 31,055 lines of code, 23,635 lines of documents. An app that's almost ready. Making videos is harder than it looks. Between testing and fixing bugs, it's a lot. Genuine respect to everyone who posts consistently. I'll be back as soon as I can with the next one. See you then.